What is going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Today we've got some exciting news as NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang, or just Jensen for short, has confirmed that we will be seeing the first official details for the Lovelace lineup of GPUs in September. We got the details behind where this is coming from, the exact date, and everything. Also, Sony PlayStation 5s are going to be getting a price increase everywhere in the world except the United States. Why do you think that is? Let's get into it. But first, today's video is brought to you by SuperCDK.com, where you could save money on games for all of your favorite platforms, as well as software like Windows 10 Pro licenses for just $22, and then you can unlock the prestigious Dark Mode for Windows 10, which I honestly could not live without. It is blinding without the dark mode. You guys need it in your life. And now you can also save an additional 25% off at checkout by clicking buy now on any software products over there. Just go ahead and add it into your cart and put in my code JP25 at checkout and apply, and that'll bring our price from $22.44 all the way down to $16.83, a savings of over $5. And I'll walk you through how to get your key and install it on Windows 10. Go ahead and click Submit Order and complete your checkout from there. For me, that's going to be with PayPal, and then click on Pay Now. After completing the checkout, it'll bring you to your purchased order page, and it will update in a matter of seconds, or just go ahead and hit F5. Go ahead and do that one time. It came through literally immediately. I got the payment email that it had gone through and the delivery of the product exactly at the same time. Once you're done with that, go ahead and click on View Keys and Codes, and we'll get our code right here that we can go ahead and copy and paste in on Windows 10 by hitting the Start button and type in the word Activate. When you see that activation settings or see if Windows is activated, go ahead and click on that, and it'll bring up this right here, and click on Change Your Product Key or Unlock Windows 10. As I already have Windows 10, I obviously don't need to put in a new key, but just paste it in and then go ahead and click Next, and you are all done and set. For more information on SuperCDK.com as well as the coupon code, be sure to check out the links down in the description below. First up, though, let's talk about the RTX 4000 series or 40 series. What do you prefer to call it? Like with the 3000 and all that? Do you call it 3000 or 30? I guess it technically would be 3000, but I don't know, 30 series or 40 series just always sounded better to me. You let me know down in the comments below. Up until now, all we've had is rumors, leaks, and specs that are seemingly changing almost every day, which is pretty much why I've stopped covering the rumors and leaks up until now, because the sole source is always one person on Twitter who has been accurate in the past, but the specs have also changed like 75 times in the last week. So I just kind of stopped talking about it until we get closer to the actual launch and some of these leaks and rumors start to become more realistic. But yesterday, during an earnings call, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang actually slipped out when we can expect to hear more details to some shareholders, because obviously there's some concern right now in the market with the GPU prices coming down and tons of inventory from retailers and less orders coming in for these graphics cards. So shooting over to PC Games N, they state that Huang began by describing the current market conditions as a sudden slowdown in consumer demand, which has led to a wave of RTX 3000 GPU price cuts. However, he remained adamant that the fundamentals of gaming are strong and that the company will go into the next year with its new architecture, so basically stating that we should have the 4000 series by the end of the year, and then that will carry into 2023. Huang also concluded by announcing that he will share more details on Lovelace, the microarchitecture which is behind the RTX 4000 graphics cards, on September 20th at GTC 2022. And he also promised to share new advances of RTX reinventing 3D graphics and gaming. Now, I don't think we're going to get the full graphics card reveal for the Lovelace GPUs, the 4000 series GPUs at this GTC 2022 press conference. Typically, GTCs, they typically talk more about AI and things of the like, but I do believe they are going to begin to lay the groundwork for the Lovelace architecture and cover what that is going to entail and all of the benefits that it will offer, not just for AI, but also for graphics, rendering, as well as gaming. So I believe that's basically what we'll see at GTC 2022, but it is a 3-day event, so we could see maybe more coming in the days after the initial presentation. But I think what's more likely is that they'll discuss the architecture there, and then we'll probably see a full announcement with the actual physical graphics cards sometime soon after. And I'm not sure what next big event would be coming up after that, where NVIDIA could be showing these things off. So it just might be something on their own social channels like they have done in more recent years since the pandemic started, like the infamous video with Jensen wearing his leather jacket indoors in front of an oven with the RTX graphics cards and a ridiculous amount of spatulas behind him. Also, RTX spatula shirts are still on the Joker Production shop, linked down in the description below if you want to grab one of those. But let me know down in the comments below, are you looking forward to the 4000 series, or are you already picking up a 3000 series card? But it doesn't sound like we don't have that much longer to go until these cards are available. I just hope the inventory is available for people that do want to purchase these cards. But even with the demand being lower for cards right now, from miners and things like that, I still think we're going to have to deal with those scalpers that are probably going to buy up the inventory day one, just because they know they can go out and they can flip these cards, and maybe they won't be able to sell them for double and triple the price like they were when the 3000 series cards first came out. But if they could buy a card for, let's say, $700 and then turn around and sell it for $1,000 just from doing a couple of clicks on their computer, why would they not do that if they can make the money? Of course they're going to do that. I mean, I still think it's scummy, but it's still easy money. They can buy something for one price and sell it for more. That's just how economies work, essentially. And they've pretty much can corner the market by using bots to buy up all of these cards and then scalp them online to people that are impatient and don't want to wait another 1 to 2 years to be able to get their hands on a graphics card. Just like our next story, the PlayStation 5. So this will transition nicely, as there has been a announced price increase across the board for not only the disc version copies of PlayStation 5, but also the digital version of the consoles, which is going to be going pretty much worldwide, apart from the United States, who seems conveniently left out of the mix, and there's not a price increase. And we'll get into, maybe why that could be in just a minute. Honestly, I think it's a variety of, as I said, we'll get into it in a minute. Let's take a look at the price increases, which are going to be effective immediately. They announced this already, and it is effective immediately. Apart from in Japan, where the price hike will not go into effect until September 15th, 2022. So some countries are getting bigger increases in the prices than others. Japan seems to be the worst hit by this. Japan and China, where it is going to be getting a 12.9% price increase in China on the digital version of the console, going from 3,099 won up to 3,499 won. Europe is also going to be seeing a price increase here of 10%, going from 500 euro up to 550 euros, and the digital ones will be getting a 12.5% increase from 400 to 450. The UK will also see it jump up from 450 to 480 on the disc versions, so 6.7% and 8.3% increase on the all-digital version of there. And also Australia, where the console is already exorbitantly expensive, is going to be jumping up by an additional 6.7% on the physical disc copies, and then 8.3% for digital. Mexico, Canada are all affected. So all the major regions of the world are affected by this. The biggest markets that sell these PlayStation consoles are going to be affected by this price increase, and I would expect that to sort of spread out to other regions as well that might be getting PlayStations, just basically as a side effect of this. Now, we have to talk about, why is the United States being left out of this price increase? I think it's a couple of factors, but really the main one that first came to mind was just the fact that the U.S. is like one of their biggest markets, and it's also one of the only areas where Xbox is a major competitor to the PlayStation 5 and actually a threat to the PlayStation 5. Typically, if you ever look at some of the regions and sales for consoles, other countries, PlayStation is pretty much the leader of the pack by a significant margin. And then in the United States, it's pretty neck and neck, but it does tend to favor Xbox just a little bit, or it's really very, very close. So it's kind of splitting hairs, and it really just depends on one console generation versus the other. But Xbox has gained a lot of ground with the expansion of Game Pass and basically giving people a subscription-based service to be able to play their games for almost next to nothing based to what they would have to pay if they were shelling out $70 for all of the AAA titles coming to the Xbox Series consoles. They do mention in the Ars Technica article that Sony attributes the across-the-board price jumps to two major economic factors, rising inflation and historic lows for the Japanese yen. But as they also go on to say, the U.S.'s purchasing power doesn't seem immune to either of those, so we could see an increase, but there was also a statement that they quoted from Sony saying that there will be no price increase in the United States. I'm not sure where they're getting that from. Maybe that was I don't know if that's something that they said along with this announcement, or if maybe that's something they said when the PlayStation 5s first came out a couple of years ago. That was not very clear in the article, but they are saying that they quoted Sony saying they gave assurances that there will be no price increase in the United States. So we'll have to see if they can stick to their guns on that. Obviously, people over on Twitter, the Sony ponies, have all been, very upset about this, as they should. They should be upset about this price increase, but inflation is affecting all parts of the economy, so it's kind of silly also and entitled to think that, their piece of plastic gaming console would be immune to price increases when you can't even afford basic necessities like fuel for your vehicle right now or food from the grocery store. So, of course, extracurricular activities and toys, essentially, like the PlayStation 5, are going to see price increases as well. The global economy is dipping very, very slowly, or not slowly, pretty rapidly, actually, into a massive recession. So I don't know why people didn't think that the PlayStation 5 would be immune to having a price increase here. But one theory brought up over on PlayStation Lifestyle said that the strength of the US dollar has potentially caused Sony to hold back on increasing the PS5's price in the region for the time being, as its bottom line with the console sales would be less likely to be impacted in the region, which sounds like a much more level-headed reason as to why we might see, or why we may not ever see, a price increase for the PlayStation 5 systems here in the good old US of A. My other thought kind of on it that it's just my harebrained theories, just maybe just because of the feedback and the backlash that it would get. Of course, all of these other regions are going to be impacted and people are going to be upset about it. But I feel like when it comes to the United States, just because of the way we are, with our crass personalities and very vocal complaints about things, I just think they were afraid of the backlash. I think that is probably a contributing factor, not the only one, but I just think the fact that there's so many, tech and gaming channels that are based out of the United States, I think significantly more than the rest of the world. I mean, it's just what I see. I don't really see, I know there's tons of channels that are from other parts of the world, but I'm pretty sure the majority of them are based out of the United States. Whether it be written websites, YouTube channels, social media influencers, and the like. I think they would be extremely vocal if there was a price increase in the United States, but I'm hoping that the rest of the globe and content creators and social influencers from all these other countries also, say like, hey, this is really not fair. We need a legitimate reason as to why you're not increasing the price in the United States, obviously one of your biggest markets in the world, but you are in all of these other countries. I think people deserve a reason if they're going to be increasing the prices as much as they are. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on the RTX 4000 series, as well as why you think the United States was left out of this price increase for the PS5 systems, or do you just not give a shit because you're probably a PC gamer if you watch my channel. But if you do watch my channel, you know that I am a PC gamer first, but I also do have a PS5 disc version system that I got in the first couple of months that it came out. Got very lucky with that one. Not really lucky, pretty much spammed F5 refreshing like a dozen retailers at a time. So that sort of helped me out in getting the system early on, and I absolutely love it. I love my PS5. I was lucky enough to get it from a retailer at the standard retail price of $500. But I would have gladly have spent more than that. I don't want to spend more than that, but the amount of time and enjoyment that I've gotten out of my PS5 system, I almost feel like it could be worth more. I feel like they're kind of cutting themselves short with that price and basically just breaking even, hoping to make money on all the games that are sold, which is typically how it works with consoles. So it is what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I will catch you tomorrow for another video. Peace.